So we're looking at Tute03A, and in Tute03A we're looking at if, else, and else if as a control structure which changes the flow of the code depending on conditions. So let's just start with simple syntax under here at line 8, or line 9 as it is now. We're just going to set a variable a equal to 1, and then we're going to go straight into our if statement. If a is comparing or equal to 1, notice it's two equal signs, not one equal sign, and then we will print it is, like so. So if we save that and we run that, you'll see down here that it simply says it is, which is exactly what you would expect it to say. It would run that particular code. The next possible possibility for the simple syntax is if a is equal to 2. So if a is 2, then we print it is 2. Now we know it isn't. These are trivial cases, but we can actually have an else, and the else will run if the condition is not met. So the else will go print it is not 2, like so. So if we now run that, it says down here it is not 2. So it's actually run through this code, skipped over this because a is not equal to 2, and come down and run that code like so. We have the next possible option is the elif command, which is basically the else if command. So if, and we're going to go a is equivalent to 2, then we'll do the same thing, print it is 2 down here, and then we'll go elif, so else if, so that's short for else if. Sorry, we need the condition here. A is equal to 1, then we can say print no, it is 1, and otherwise we can say else print no compute, and we'll see that running there. As we run that, you'll see that it actually says no, it is 1. So it's starting to make sense that it picks certain things, but else if only fires off if this is not true, but this will fire off regardless if it is true. So if we set a up here, let's just make it equal to 3, and we press run and debug, you'll get it's not 2, so it skips over this line altogether. It is not 2, so it goes to the second condition here, and in this case no compute, it goes to the third condition here. So we can see how that is working. We can also do nesting of if statements, and one of the ways I like to do this a lot, say for example I want to check some data, and the data will be equal to true, T-R-U-E. And otherwise, the data that I'm going to be checking, let's just make that equal to 5. So I might use a nested if statement like so. If, now because it's a true or false, I can get check data and just leave it at that, because that will be true or false. So if check data, and then I can say if data is equal to 5, then print data is okay. So if I run that, I should end up with down here, data is okay. What I need to be aware of is if I now set this to false and run this, it doesn't even do this check at all. And that might be useful, for example, in a game. You might want to turn off a feature like, you can walk through walls, or you can turn on the walk through walls so you can cheat and test levels. So you can actually set up a what we call a clipping data, so it clips through the walls or it doesn't clip through the walls, and you can basically set that into your code like that. So the next one is the comparisons. We can do different comparisons rather than is equals to. We can do less than or greater than. So if, say for example, data is less than 5, print low number, and else print high number. And you'll see what happens there. It's going to be greater than 5 or equal to 5 because it's equal to 5, so it's not going to be less than 5. So it should run. So let's just see. And yep, it says high number down there. So we're going to be able to use different operators, and you can use a greater than, less than or equal to, or greater than or equal to. And the other one are the operators for and or, and not. So for example, I could actually say if not check data. So if it's not true, which is a strange way of doing it, but there are times when you want to do it like this. So if not check data, then print do this, else print do that. So you can see there that you can actually, so if it's not something else, or you can check, for example, I'm going to set some new variables. I'm going to reset A is equal to 5 again, and B is equal to 6. And you can say, for example, if A is equal to 5 and B is equal to 6, and then you can say print. In this case, when you're using the and, we're actually saying both need to be true. If one of them is not true, then it fires off false. However, with an or statement, A is equal to 5, or B is, let's say, equal to 7, print at least one need be true. Okay, so let's see how that goes now. If I run all of that code, you'll see that both true works and at least one need be true works as well. So we can see there that happens to be working quite well. So I'm pretty happy that we've got a good understanding there of the syntax of the if, else, and elif statements, as well as comparisons and operators.